They're not the guys. So the Operation Gladio one. But there's another Gladio angle, which is this. It's entirely possible that Argo 16 really was transporting stuff for Operation Gladio. It's entirely possible that day when ostensibly, if I can use that word again, they were supposed to be going off on a radar sniffing mission over the Adriatic. Maybe that was a cover for something else. Maybe they were actually taking some armaments and something else from Venice to somewhere for Operation Gladio.
Dropping packages,
weapons, whatever. So maybe the plan was to sort of go off their usual route down the Adriatic, even do a little radar sniffing on the way, and then land wherever they're supposed to, offload their cargo. And supposing some of this cargo was a little volatile, or somebody screwed up and armed something that they shouldn't have armed inadvertently, and it blows up.
We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
You have to package and properly stow certain materials on a plane to prevent them from going off.
Yeah. And so, what if that was actually their main mission that day, was not even radar, but to transport some stuff secretly, and then, oopsie, something blew up on the plane.
Two things vibrated together on takeoff and caused it combusted,
things like that could happen. We're talking
they
about
have.
volatile things like weapons. So actually, I kind of like this theory because to me, I mean, the stuff about the more conspiratorial stuff like the Mossad and Operation Gladio, like blowing it up on purpose, they don't make a lot of sense. Does that
I would agree.
Would you guys say that they just don't make much sense?
Yeah, I don't think so.
But then again, if the cause was something mundane like pilot error or mechanical,
that's super lame.
That's so mundane. Why would this stuff still be classified?
And I still question it because they went down so fast, and there was no communication that we can find record of.
Yeah. So this makes me wonder if, and it wasn't even necessarily weapons for Operation Gladio. It could have been something else, but. If maybe their mission that day to sniff radars was just to cover for something else, well, what might that have been? And could whatever it was they were carrying on the plane have brought that plane down that day?
Too bad we can't just file a Freedom of Information request and call it done.
No,
well, we know the documents are gone.
Yeah.
A lot of documents have disappeared. The wreckage itself was chopped up and sold for scrap, like shortly after the wreck. They didn't keep it around for any period of time at all, really.
Which is a little suspicious again.
Well, really, huh?
Yeah.
You'd think?
Yeah.
Of course, this is Italy. They don't have as much room as America has.
Yeah, it's not as if they have this vast tract of land in the middle of their country that is thousands upon thousands of miles and nobody lives there, so let's just put old defunct airplanes on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
It's true.
Yeah.
So any more theories?
Well, there's the Chupacabra theory. Yeah. Yeah.
He was smoking on the plane while the red light said no smoking.
Yeah.
And that's what caused
He
it
was
to
using
go down.
his cell phone.
No,
Hadn't
actually,
properly turned it off.
Well, I got this theory from one of my Mossad contacts.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was asking about this, and he was like, "Oh no, Joe, you are all wrong. It was Chupacabra." Well, apparently what happened is they were taking Agent Chupi to train some Operation Gladio guys just in the arts of fiendishness and depravity. And things were going to be all good, and then they got up to about 2,500 feet, and suddenly Chupi kind of forgot himself for a moment, kind of went medieval on the pilot and the co-pilot, And no, I'm just kidding. I just haven't implicated Chupi in so long. I feel kind of bad for our Chupi fans, so I had to throw that one in there. So anyway, I'm going to go with they had something in their hold that maybe shouldn't have been there, maybe that wasn't stowed quite correctly, and it kind of caused a catastrophic failure. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
That's just me.
Totally agree.
Okay, well, we've got all that out of the way. Now it's time for the important stuff, which is all this housekeeping. I know that at least somebody wants to send me an email about this, so let me get that out of the way first. Our email is thinkingsidewayspodcast@gmail.com. And so, if you know about Argo 16, the real story, tell us. We'd really appreciate hearing it. We also, of course, have a website, which surprisingly is called thinkingsidewayspodcast.com. And also, well, of course, on our website, we have our episodes out there. You can listen to them. And unfortunately, no comments anymore, but, you can still look at our fabulous website and listen to the episodes. It's awesome. And also, you can find us on iTunes, where you can subscribe. You can also give us a rating and a review, preferably, a good rating and a good review. We like those. And, of course, you can stream us everywhere, Google Play especially, but there's a lot of other sites too. And you probably already know about that anyway, so why am I telling you? I don't know. There's this thing called social media. You probably heard about this, Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. We're out there on Facebook. We have a group and we have a page, so join the group. And like the page?
Yep.
Or do you like the group and join the page?
Other way around.
Okay. All right. There we go.
You get it right the first time.
Yeah, and we're, of course, also on Twitter, where we are Thinking Sideways. No G there. And Devin is our most serious practitioner of the Twitter.
It's me.
Yeah. So send Devin a tweet. And last of all, we have a subreddit. You guys have all heard of Reddit? Well, we have our own subreddit, our very own subreddit called Thinking Sideways.
It is thousands of acres of land where people store defunct airplanes on.
That's literally what it is.
That is what Reddit is. And there's a lot.
That's what our
subreddit is.
Our subreddit
is. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's a good analogy. Or was that literally true?
It's literally true.
Oh, okay.
I'll take you there sometime.
All right. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Yeah. Can we fly? What else? Merchandise. I know you've heard this once and you're just thinking, oh my God, I want a T-shirt so bad. Well, thank God there are places you can get T-shirts and mugs, stickers, all kinds of stuff. With Zazzle, Redbubble also. They have all this stuff. And you will find that linked. There's links to them in our website on the right-hand side. So go out there and just buy. Do all your Christmas shopping now. And that's about it for me for this week. Again, if you have any special insights into Argo 16, love to hear them. And until next week, arrivederci.
Oh, I got nothing. We're just going down.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Don't call me Shirley.
Thinking Sideways.
I don't understand.
Does not compute.
You never know.
Insufficient data to formulate a reply.
What?
Stories of things we simply don't know the answer to.
Space. The final frontier.
Yeah.
With Thinking Sideways, the podcast.
Okay.
Wow! Best intro ever!
Yeah.
Well, for anybody who's confused right now, I am Steve. As always, I am joined by my co-host.
The orchestra over here.
Joe. And
Devin.
And as we did in our lovely musical intro, we are the hosts of Thinking Sideways. This is getting all out of control really fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No structure. We need structure.
We do.
But just so if you don't know, we solve mysteries.
We tend to try to solve mysteries. We do.
Joe lies about us solving mysteries.
He does occasionally. Well, we have another mystery this week that we're going to talk about, which is the Black Knight satellite. This story got suggested to us a long time ago. And I really apologize to whoever was the first person to suggest it to us, because I sort of lost your email and didn't write it down, and I don't have your name.
Bad, Steve.
Yeah.
Very bad, Steve.
Benjamin suggested it a couple of months ago. I have that written down, so he gets the prize, but to whoever the other person was, thank you. Sorry.
Maybe it was Benjamin.
I know this. This one's been in the hopper for a long time.
Yeah, we're trying to get better about writing that stuff down.
Yeah, we've been doing pretty good, but in the beginning we were pretty sloppy.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Black Knight satellite.
Okay.
I'm just going to preface this right now, this is one of those stories that has been told and rehashed and retold so many times that it is so hard to get to the root story that I'm just going to tell kind of the commingled version, which is what you see on a lot of the places that you read about it. Come to think of it, that's kind of seems to be the version of the story that we tell a lot.
The commingled version?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that are all just full of all kinds of fun stuff.
Yep, all the fun
made
stuff.
up and tacked on. Yeah.
Yep, so we're just going to go with every little bit that is on here to tell this story today. According to the lore, the Black Knight satellite was first discovered by none other than Nikola Tesla.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yep. The one of the granddaddies of science.
The granddaddy.
Is he the granddaddy?
In my book.
Okay.
No, I think there's older granddaddies, but Tesla did some amazing stuff.
He did some amazing stuff.
He's the hottest of the granddaddies.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go there.
Sorry.
I thought about that.
In 1899, Tesla was using a high voltage radio receiver. I believe
receiver
is what you would be using.
Yeah.
And it was a 200-foot tower. I think he was in Colorado. He'd gotten funding by one of his major backers to build this thing, but he was picking up unusual transmissions, which he believed had to be intelligent because they were very consistent. They were repeating patterns, and he evidently thought that they were likely to be extraterrestrial. I know that he thought that they were intelligent, but I've also seen that it was said that he believed they were extraterrestrial.
Sure. It was coming from space.
It was coming from space.
Maybe.
Actually,
it was coming from space.
It was coming from
space. Yeah.
Later, when we move, and this story's going to do this a bunch, we're going to do a bunch of skips in time. We're going to skip forward to the 1920s. Unusual transmissions began being picked up by ham radio operators. And they were obviously earthly in origin because they were transmissions coming from Earth, but they were weird and they shouldn't have been picked up where and when they were picked up.
Okay.
These are something that at the time no one understood, and today we don't really know what they are or what causes them, but they're what are referred to as LDEs, which stands for long delay echoes. And people have attributed this to the Black Knight satellite.
We talked about that a little bit during